Hi everyone, welcome back. Um, it's been a while since we did a video, and I thought we could do like a what I what I've done so far, like what I've knit, what I've made, kind of like a podcast, like not really a podcast because I guess there's a video, but like a video about what I've been accomplishing while I've been gone. It mostly was just like I finished the last project, which was the country blue vest, and then I kind of just didn't really finish anything. Well, I finished things, but I didn't really like stand and record because that's not my first thought when I start projects, so that's on me. But I wanted to show you. So, as you saw, for finished objects was the country blue vest, which I showed you in the last video, was the finishing vlog for this bad boy. So that's great. This guy is finished. I have a bunch of this color of yarn left. Well, this yarn, exactly. I have a bunch of this yarn left. And it's enough, since it's an acrylic, I'm thinking it's enough to make a lap throw. I might see how it looks with a bunch of this other acrylic I have that my grandma left me in a different bag that I would have to take out, so I'm not going to do that right now. But I have a different acrylic, and so I'm going to wonder and see. I'm going to see how it looks if I can bind them, if it would work for what I think, because I think I'm going to make afghans or like little afghans out of the other yarn I have because I have a lot of it. And depending on if she has more, because I know I told you in the year of inherited whips that I had all of it. I do not. I do not actually. She had more. She found more. She found a whole tote box under her bed, and then she found more in a closet. So I told her to let me get through this, and then we would do another. I would come back and get the rest because I was like, obviously, I'm gonna get the rest. Like, she had some yarn in there for baby projects she was working on that she wanted for me and my sister. Well, my sister and I. So I will probably end up making those and then just passing them off like grandma did them, and I finished. But then I have that for her birthday, and then also for her birthday, she gave me these panels, and they have Sunbonnet Sue. So they look like this, and then there was another piece. So it was for a little quilt and a little pillow, and this was the pillow project. But as you can see, they are not a pillow. They are, in fact, well, I was calling them pot holders, hot pads. I was calling them that. But the problem is, so this was my first. So I bought a sewing machine. I guess I should start there. I was at first thinking I was gonna whole quilt them. Like I was gonna cut them out and I was gonna piece them by hand, but I can't really sew. So like by hand, I can't sew by hand. So I went to Joann's a couple weeks ago, and I bought a brother sewing machine for sewing and quilting. So it's got something like a 99 stitches, and only like two of them are used for sewing and the rest are like decorative for like quilting. So I had I have a machine, and then I bought 3 yards of this fabric. I really like it. Honestly, I think it's really cute, and I might go get some more. I have some left. I have some of this left, but I might go get some more because I really I like that it's orange. Also, I am a big fan of small floral prints. I think I just because I've been looking through Joann's website, and honestly, I'm really drawn to a calico. I think I'm really drawn to a ditzy floral. So I took the quilt pattern, which I can't show you this whole thing, but it is a 6 foot long table runner where I sewed each of them together, each of the 4 little quilts, and you can kind of see right here because there's some white because didn't quite I didn't quite get them my lines straight on my sewing, and then I quilted them up into this really nice long table runner, and I made each of the little pillow, the front and backs, into a I think they could be a dessert placemat because they're kind of square and small, so they're not like regular placemat, but they could be like a dessert placemat. Um, because I used regular. I bought a quilt sized piece of cotton batting, and I picked cotton because I knew I needed cotton to like fully for it to be kitchen safe, kitchen usable. Because when I make my dishcloths or my pot holders with like crochet, I use cotton yarn, and so I figured I would have to use a cotton. I When I talked to grandma, she had said something about maybe the quilt batting not working the same. So this one gets to be my tester, and I haven't put it in the wash yet, but I'm going to put him in the wash. I'm going to put just this guy in the wash, and we're going to see how it goes because this one I'm keeping. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, I will send them to her with a note that says, I put it in the washing machine, Grandma. I tested one and it turned out okay. So you can do what you want, but she'll have 7 and I'll have 1. I might keep 2, so she'll have 6 and I'll have 2. Keep a front and a back so that I have like a matching set. So she'll have this, which makes this cute little pile. And I'm really happy with how the backing fabric pattern turned out. I think that worked really nice, and I was really happy because I didn't really go pattern. I just kind of vibed. I just vibed. I vibe quilted this, but I think I had watched enough TikToks to pretend that I had enough. So I said, it'll either flop or it'll look really good. And the pot holders got a little better. My mitered corners are non-existent, so I do need to work on that. But I think for my first project that I will consider this a win. And if she doesn't like them, she'll never tell me. I hope. She probably will. And then on top of that, for her birthday. So I have those 2 finished. Those are the projects she's getting. And then the other thing I had to buy online. I bought it on eBay. So that's the lid. I wrapped it up so it wouldn't get broken. In my living room was this china sugar dish. And it has a lid. I'm just not going to pull the lid out. But in this cute little pattern, it's the white flowers on vine from Orchard, Syracuse. And I am looking for the cream bowl as well. It's from the 50s. Supposedly is what she told me. She got it for free. And this is the china set we ate off of at Thanksgiving. And she had mentioned wanting it. And so I'm going to include it with a note that says, you should put this out on your table so she can enjoy the china set all the time. Because I don't think she really takes it out. She just keeps it in a cupboard, safe for later. Which is a fine way to live your life if you want to. I know she just likes keeping china for like holidays. So that will be another addition to her china set. So then if she wants, she can get rid of it and she'll have a full set to get rid of. So that's my grandma's birthday present finished. And I need to get that in the mail because her birthday is in like February 3rd. Another finished object I have is this little guy. This is a dog toy. Not dog toy. A dog stuffy that I made for this little kid that I know that I met. It's a rainbow. I made it out of red heart acrylic. And then I am working on, out of the leftovers from one of the baby cardigans I made for my grandma, I'm making it a little cardigan. So it'll have a little cardigan. The babies don't know each other, so this will be fine. But this one I followed the pattern on Ravelry for a dog in a dress. Now, if this does not look anything like the dog in the dress pattern, and that is because that lady is talented at knitting stuffed animals. This first stuffed animal I've ever made, and he's a little atrocious, but he needs a face, and he'll be kind of cute. And I think once he has a face and an outfit, he will look very good, very cute, very slay. Right now he's looking a little weird. So he's good. But I paid for the pattern. I bought it. I thought it was really helpful. I also like that it had different head options. And I think if I had thought more ahead and maybe printed the pattern out, I wouldn't have made just the base for everything. So this is just the basics. I did change it a little bit, and I think she wanted to just sew the legs on, and I just picked them up. From the bottom edge of the body, because it seems like you knit everything somewhat flat and then seam it, except for like the arms and the legs. I think we're knitting around, but I just decided that I was gonna knit the legs straight off the body. It made it a little easier to stuff, in my opinion, and I probably could have stuffed it more with some polyfill, but I think this is like a good thing. And also I sewed the arms on a little funky, so I can't wait to get a sweater to fix that. So I think I'm going to make him a cardigan and then maybe some pants. I don't know if I'll make him pants because he has a tail, or like a skirt type thing. Maybe he won't have any pants. Maybe he'll just have like a cute cardigan, and then he'll be good to go. Maybe a scarf, a cardigan and a scarf, and then a face. Obviously he needs a face. But the face I'm going to make out of felt. The child is a little bit older, so they would probably be fine with safety eyes, but I didn't buy safety eyes, and I've already stuffed and sewed his head on, so he's getting felt eyes, which is fine. But yeah, so that's my little guy. My whip is currently my brother's partner's wedding cape, which I am kind of close to finished. I've taken a little bit of a break, so now that I had a break to sew and finish those, I'm going to go back and get on this some more, because I know I'm almost finished with this square, and once I get the square done, I will be fine. So I think I'm going to try to crank this out, and then there's the little, and because I need this and the dog done at roughly the same time, I think I can put them off. The cardigan can probably wait until the cape is done, because this won't take that long to finish. It's a tiny little cardigan for a tiny little dog. I could also probably just make a cape, so honestly it probably won't be that bad. And then the next inherited whip I'm going to work on, because both of these were things she had given me. She gave me the panels for Sunbonnet Sue here, and she gave me all this yarn. Is this it's a very pretty color. I love this color. I think I'm gonna keep this one. She'll let me. We think it's a table runner. It's just a long rectangle in this really nice crocheted fan stitch. And originally it had a much bigger needle, a much better hook, and I kept making it really wobbly. Like, it was just like too big, and like nothing I could do tension wise was making it tighter, and it would just like buckle. And I think I figured it out at Yarn Circle last night. I had added extra stitches because I was chaining in between the double crochet chain two. Okay, so there's like a V and the actual fan, and the fan is the 5 double crochets all in one, and then there's a double crochet chain two double crochet. I had been adding chains in between the two, and I think that was causing some issues, so I obviously fixed doing that. I stopped doing that, and then I went down like 2. I originally was using, I think, a 6, and I went down to a 3.5 because I have very loose tension, and I assume that my great grandmother, yeah, I think my great grandmother had much tighter tension than I did. So glad we probably didn't really meet when I could do this, because I think she'd think it's atrocious. So I went down a few needles, and I just kind of guessed which needle I would need, and it seems to be working. So I'm going to do a few more rows with this and then lay it flat and see how it looks, just so to see if it's buckling or not. And then this will be finished. And I only had that little bit of yarn that you might have seen. So honestly, once this is done, it's probably going to go really fast because it's obviously crochet. And also, crochet goes quickly. So this will probably be done next. And then there's a couple other things I want to do that we're going to take a look at. We're going to see. I think I have a couple other whips to work on. I know for sure I have a couple other whips to work on. I just haven't pulled them out and separated them to see where they're at. So I will probably dig through the bags and the boxes to find another whip, so that we can get that show on the road. If not, I'll just pull out a yarn. I'll just random pull a yarn, and we'll start there. And then from the library, because I bought the quilt, I bought a queen size quilt, cotton batting, the queen size batting for these, and I used like one edge for the table runner, and then the rest I just like kind of cut off the bottom. So I think when I laid out what was left of the batting, because I tried to cut it in like the most economical way, I obviously had leftovers, and I wasn't trying to be like super like economical, like cutting corners on how much batting. I definitely over batted most of, like, not over batted and like I layered them, but I definitely cut off more batting than maybe I could have cut less, but I didn't want to have not enough to do. I wanted it to bind itself, so I erred on the side of cutting too much batting off. So maybe I was overzealous in how much I cut, but I figured it was fine, and that it ended up working, so I'm gonna call it good. I'm gonna say what I did was fine. I have what I think is about a lap throw's worth. I didn't measure it. I just kind of like laid it up against myself, and I said, oh, this would make like a decent lap throw. So I think my next big project is to make a lap throw out of that, but I want to have, I'm going to use that as a template, like an idea for a larger quilt, because I think I want to make a quilt like a friendship quilt, but not like the one where you go around signing blocks. I want to just make like a cute little quilt that my friends and I all have that has the same kinds of fabrics in it. So it's like a cute little fabric. And so I'm thinking I'm going to have them individually send me fabric ideas for the other person, and then I'm gonna tie them all together to make like a cute little quilt. And then so to do that, I figured I should do some reading because I'd done a lot of internet watching videos, and so I got these two books from the library. I got the Better Homes and Gardens Great Quilt Making All the Basics and the Quilter's Recipe Book, because this one has blocks, which I think will be fun. And this one is just like basics, and I thought that was probably a good thing to flip through to look at. Good thing to look at. Yeah, that's basically where I'm at. I don't really have much else. I haven't really done. Obviously, it's been like a month, so what else have I done in a month? Not a lot. But I think it's been going pretty good. I am going to. I'll make a dedicated video about the quilts once I've finally figured out what I want to do with them. But I think I'm going to make one friend a lap throw because I think she would appreciate a lap throw more on her. Also, she doesn't really need a large quilt, and then one friend might get a slightly larger quilt, and then I'll have like a queen size, because that's what my bed is, and I think having a queen size quilt for my bed would be a really good investment. Also, because there's two people under that quilt, so we shall see. This might take a really long. Well, obviously, it's going to take a really long time. From what I've heard from quilters, but I think it'll be really nice, especially if I can get them all to look like visually go together. So they might have to wait a little bit to get them so that I can show them all visually right next to each other. But anyways, that is all I have today. It's a really short video. It was just a quick little catch up, like what have I been doing while I've been gone, because I haven't uploaded in like 2 weeks. But yeah, so that's what I finished. That's what I finished. But I'll see you guys in the next one, and hopefully by the next one I will have this done and we can see it. So fingers crossed. I might be gone for a few weeks to do that, but I will see you guys later. Bye.